Welcome to Pocket Watch Podcast. I'm Zach,
Cruz,
Jake, and we're fucking Pocket Watch Podcast.
Yes, sir. Laugh at us or learn with us. We're here to grow.
And growing, we're fucking doing, man. Welcome to Pocket Watch Podcast. It's your boys.
What's up? What's up? Another motherfucking week.
Another fucking week with the boys. You know how it is. You know what's up. You know what's cracking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like,
Follow,
share,
subscribe,
comment.
tell your mom.
I missed it. I changed it up. I added some more functions. But thanks again. If you guys want to try to help and support, check some of the links down below in the descriptions. Couple ways to support DUBBY Energy for energy drinks, or we got the subscription deal.
Yeah, this donation
for
deal.
A nice little donation. Please and thank you. Come on now, support us. Let's go. Let's get it. But we got a week for you. We got another week.
Hopefully you guys actually hear this episode. I mean, we actually lost 2 fucking episodes. We did. We recorded and I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm looking right now. Actually, it's recording.
Boy.
But for some reason, they're not. The audio's gone. It's just gone like the wind.
Bro, the struggles of a podcast, bro.
Yeah, and thankfully, the episodes that we lost were not guests. So it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. But here we are for another week, another conversation.
Bro, the struggles of a podcast, and it's like, I love this shit and it's fun, and like we got a guest coming today that's gonna be super cool to talk to. Like,
Yeah,
that's part.
Cool.
That's part of what like this is all about. It's part of like why we do this. But
Steve Irwin would be proud of us.
Yeah, he would. He will be proud of us today. That probably makes no sense for those of you listening, but it will soon. But
in probably like 3 weeks.
And it's a grind, bro, and it's a struggle. And it's been two years and some change, right? 2 years and like 6 months, probably, right?
Something like that.
2.5 years. So I wanted to talk about something too with that. And it's have you heard of what is it? Bobbi Althoff?
Alpha? What was that?
Bobbi Althoff. Have you ever seen the girl that's like talking?
Oh, she does like the awkward one or whatever.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the Drake thing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
She did the Drake. So Bobbi Althoff. Bobbi Althoff, Bobbi Althoff is the one that did the Drake interview. She's got one with Tyga. She's got one with
a lot of people.
Mark Cuban. She got a lot of different people, and she's like very captivating and blue because she's got A, big people, right? But B, she's like interviewing them in a way that people haven't really seen before, right?
Well, I mean, there's Behind Two Ferns that have been out for a while that does like the similar style.
Yeah, there's a couple people that do it. So, like, actually, before she even got the really big people, she had one dude that was kind of big she did that with him, and they had, like, the same style. And it was kind of, like, she blew up off of that one, too. But that shit kind of annoys me, bro, because, like, in my mind, like, when I watch it, bro, like, that's where it's, like, hard to separate, like, what we do, like, even though it's not that serious what we do, but, like, whenever I see podcasts like that, I was interested as fuck. I watched the Drake one. I don't know why. It was just like Christiane wanted to watch it, and I was like around. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to this. And it was kind of funny. But while I was watching it, I was kind of like thinking like, yo, like, is she doing a character? Like, she's like obviously doing a character, but she's very good at it, so it's very convincing. And like in part of my brain, it feels like she's not being a character or whatever, like being a total like dry. Oblivious and dry and all this stuff. Like when obviously you're excited to have Drake on, right? And she's honestly doing like what they say don't do, right? Like it's almost like she's autistic, like being a host of a show, you know, or whatever. It's like, yo, like I don't think I'll be good at doing a podcast because like I'm gonna talk. She's literally doing it on purpose. And while I was listening, I was kind of like, I was thinking of all these things just because we do this podcast. I was just like, damn, but if she's like doing a character, like how like. She can only do this, you know what I mean? Like, and I was just thinking, like, how long until people, it's not like that interesting when people know that she's gonna act like that or whatever. But part of it is like she makes the interview awkward as fuck, and it's funny. And it feels
I'm gonna
good.
be honest with you. I've seen some clips from her stuff, stuff like that, and I've seen some like Behind Two Ferns, just like that. And that style kind of gives me anxiety. Like when I watch it
the whole time, bro. And it's
and I don't know if that's like the whole point of it. Or I don't know if everybody feels like they get anxiety from watching it. I get anxiety from watching it, but I also at the same time do find some fucking shit hilarious.
It's good. She does good, bro. She's actually really funny.
Are you planning on talking about like the negative stuff that came from that interview with Drake or no?
Wait, I don't know what negative I heard, but I want to get this one. I didn't hear any negatives.
Okay, so
so it's interesting. So you got something with it because I'm going off what I've seen.
I thought you were coming to talk about what happened with that posting after the Drake thing.
So then so let me just get this one off then. My first thought, and I told Christina, I was like, the only problem is like if people find out this is a character, I feel like it's not gonna work. But then I saw she was on she started doing interviews because she blew up and this and that. She was on different podcasts and she was doing interviews, and she talked about it's a character. Like she's totally different like when she's doing her interviews, and she's like, yeah, I'm not always in character, like this and that, but like she blew up doing that style like on TikTok and shit like that, and then whatever. So I was just kind of like, I wonder how that's going to change like the impact of those episodes a little bit. Like, yeah, I might see it different, but I feel like it doesn't matter. Like she found out the formula to get popping and get off, and at this point, even if she drops,
milk it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. It's kind of weird if I know that it's a character or whatever the case is, then it's not as like awkward for me.
Well, you know what? Like, I don't know. I've watched Behind Two Ferns a few times, and some of that shit's funny, but it's like the shit that he does. Like one hilarious thing with the Behind Two Ferns one that fucking kills me was whenever he had Hillary Clinton on, and
Two Ferns has a similar style.
Bro, is Behind Two Ferns is exactly just like that, but it's like I don't know the name of the name of the guy who does it.
Does he have the long blonde hair?
No. It's Behind Two Ferns. Behind Two Ferns is the guy. He's from fucking Hangover or whatever.
Oh, like, yes, I know what you're talking about now.
Bro, so he's fucking hilarious, but he had Hillary Clinton on it, and then he was
Alan.
Yeah. I don't know what his actual name is, but he's fucking hilarious. But anyways, he had her on, and then they were talking shit back to each other, and he was like, "Oh, okay, I'll keep that in mind. What's the best way to reach you? Email?" Because of her. So that was hilarious. But then another fucking hilarious thing was he was like, "All right, guys, we'll be right back from our sponsor," and he played the fucking Trump campaign video.
Wow.
And Hillary was like, "Do you really think that's okay? Like playing my competitor?"
That's great though. That's great, bro. There's a lane for that. It's super dope.
But I feel like his style.
Negative shit though came from that Drake interview.
Oh, so what happened was I don't know exactly what caused it, but they're saying. Did you see the clip or did you see the part in the episode when they were talking about like she asked him something and then he was like, "Oh, I'd hit" or whatever.
Yeah.
So that went went super viral.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
that went super viral.
So it was like she was like, "Am I your type?" And he was like, "Well, I'd hit that." Yeah. And then she was like, repalled. Yeah. She was like, "I'm not it."
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I hit it.
So
that
went
funny though.
That went super viral. That clip. And after that, Drake unfollowed her, and then she unfollowed Drake. And then I guess supposedly since then, like the episode's been deleted.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I saw like in an article that was posted. Now, but that was just interesting to me. I just thought I just vaguely remember seeing because I scroll across like articles for that. I don't read them. I just see like the titles for that, and I'm like, okay, I'll click on it and read it. But I saw that they were saying like after that interview and after the clip went viral of him saying like I'd hit that or hit it or whatever, that it went viral. Then like they unfollowed each other, and then like supposedly like her producers or whatever that like do her stuff decided to pull the episode. I don't know if it's actually still pulled or not, but that's what it said in the article. And I just kind of kept going. And then like 2 days later, like we got to talk about the Bobby stuff. I'm like, oh, he wants to talk about how her and Drake got into like that whole situation. But I didn't know that you didn't know about that. I would have got more information on it.
I wonder if he asked her to cut it out and she ended up not or something. I don't know, but they got the same type of producer. They work for the same company or management or whatever.
Oh, do they really? Yeah. Oh, that's probably how she got tied in too. That makes sense then. But yeah, like if it, I can imagine. I don't know.
Anyways, I really want to talk about it because in that interview, on top of the character shit, and I was just kind of like thinking about it. But bro, she started in April. Like podcasting period.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that she started that soon. I knew it's been recent.
When she said that, like a part of me was like, "Fuck you!" Like I was just like talking at the TV or whatever. I was like, "Fam, that's crazy, bro." And she was talking about like how she was just paying guests like $300 each, like as much as she could and stuff like that, because that was her type of like what she does now is what she always did for, you know, fucking 4 months ago.
Yeah.
But that's how she tried to start it, and then so she kind of needs that famous guest or whatever the case is for it to like be a good video. But I was like, wow, what a come up. Gosh.
I mean,
it's captivating. She's good, and she's cute too. Like she's a cute girl.
Maybe we should start paying people.
Yeah, we probably should. We're being mad.
Drake, tap in with us. What's up?
It's gotta be worth it though.
But I wonder.
She said she took out $20K.
I wonder how she. Okay, so I wonder. I was gonna say. I wonder how she.
Which doesn't make sense.
I was gonna say. I wonder how she got tapped in with. Even how do you even get part of Drake's
management? She took money out, like big money, to fund the podcast, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie. I think she if she said she was like $20K in debt. Like
what did she do before?
Huh?
What did she do before?
I think she did social media. I'm not sure what she did before, but apparently her man's like a computer science dude. So he might make some good bread. But she definitely took out.
I'm just curious because like I was like, what if she was like a comedian before or something like that? Because usually people who blow up that quick are usually.
She's a mom right now too. I don't know what the fuck she did before. She was social media though. Like she would do like little like self memes, like not memes, but like videos like talking to herself or whatever.
Okay, that's interesting
on TikTok or whatever. But yeah, that was a quick blowout. I was like, blowout. That was a quick blowout. I was kind of like.
Don't say blowout. You might get unfollowed.
Next thing on the docket. I want to get something off my chest. I want to talk about something. I want to talk about
pull the docket out your pocket
for Pocket Watch Podcast.
Go ahead.
I want to talk about accountability real quick because recently, in like certain things, I've just been like seeing people. Let's just say like blaming other things on a situation that's happening. People hating on success and stuff like that for other people or whatever. And I kind of wanted to talk about like,
fuck them haters.
Yeah, man. Like, why not look at yourself in it? But I also want to say with that, U.S. credit card debt surpasses $1 trillion. And I'm like, yo, wait, but like, so... How much credit card debt is that per citizen?
That's what I was going to do. I was going to say, what's our population? 300 and something million, right?
Yeah. So what the fuck is 1 trillion? I don't even know if I could type that.
That would be like $3,000 a person, no?
So.
Oh no, that would be like
1 trillion is more than a billion, right?
Yeah.
It's 100,000 billion.
Did an accountant just ask me if 1 trillion?
How many zeros is 1 trillion, bro?
1 trillion would be, so you would have 1, 2, 3,000. 1, 2, 3 million. 1, 2, 3 billion. So it'd be 1 plus 9 zeros.
I can't even type 1 trillion.
Yes, you can't turn your phone sideways.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yo, fun fact: if you turn your phone sideways, then you can get the scientific version of your iPhone. So 1, 2, 3, 100,000. All right, 100,000, 100 million.
That 1 billion.
100. 1, 2, 3,000. 1, 2, 3 million. 1, 2, 3 billion. It's 9 zeros.
Yeah, so that like a 1 and 9 zeros.
Trillion. So that's the big number divided by 320 million.
Is it 320?
Let's say 330. 1, 2, 3, 330,000. 1, 2, 3, 330 million.
Is that 300,000?
It's like 300,000 per person, bro. That means some people are going crazy, boy. How the fuck does credit card debt pass 1 trillion? Damn.
That means the average American has 300 trillion.
That means some people
300. That means the average American got $300,000 in credit card debt. Who? How? What? I don't know if that's correct.
U.S. credit card debt surpasses 1 trillion, a new all-time high. Consumer
credit
debt,
card only though.
Credit card debt. Consumer debt in the U.S. is on the rise as credit card balances hit a record-breaking 1 trillion. The increase in debt, including mortgages,
okay, yeah. So there you go.
Car loans has been driven by. That's dumb. That's not credit card.
That's
debt.
not credit card debt. Then that's so misleading.
Look at the post. That's wild.
Yeah, they did that for clickbait.
300.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say there's no fucking way because that's including kids. That's including people who don't even have debt. Bro.
Word.
So to be able to have a 300,000 average for every single baby and every single body like that, that's what I was gonna say. There's no fucking way.
So that means,
but $300,000 debt period per U.S. citizen, I would say, yeah. Because if you think about it for the home, bro. And also another thing I was gonna say is, what about people who share the same debt? Because technically they still owe that money. You know what I mean? So like, if two people have a house together, they're like, let's say the house is $350,000. They're both $350,000 in debt. So do they count that twice and say it's $700,000 in debt?
Right.
Or do they count that as one solid thing? You know?
Right.
This is why statistics can be really misleading sometimes. But
very misleading. Very.
But nonetheless, that was definitely a bait post for sure.
Yeah, it is. It's very,
because when you count, once you start adding homes in it, of course, bro.
But it's an all-time high because they dropped the interest rates and shit. Mad people.
No, the rates are climbing bad right now, bro.
Oh no, I'm just talking about like even COVID times and shit like that.
Right now, the interest rates right now are the highest that they've been since 2002 or 2004. I think we're like in mid sevens right now.
But there's a lot of people holding down financing right now based off of even refinance, whatever the case is. So that makes perfect sense. It should be our all-time high.
I can see it though being like a high, like the highest ever. I mean, like everything you see is just pushing credit card. You can't even. I try to like. I think whenever I booked the, well, I don't know if it was the U-Haul or the trailer or something like that. I tried to rent something not too long ago. They wouldn't even let me use my debit card. They're like, oh, it has to be a credit card.
Yeah. Yo, you know what's kind of crazy? So I mean, even to that statistic that like our debt, like let's just say the average person's debt, you know, in America has finally passed 1 trillion. Like that's an all-time high. It's funny, like I learned something that like, so you know, Germany just got credit cards like maybe like 5-10 years ago, if that, because like the way their culture is, like they don't fuck with taking on debt and stuff like that or whatever. And it's like, damn, like there's a benefit though to it. I don't think it's like that crazy. Like I think it's kind of like,
man, I'll tell you what I think is crazy about credit cards is the interest.
But like student loans, credit cards, like Germany does free school because their culture, like the people there, like really wouldn't go to school if they had to take loans out to go to school. So like as a government, they got to provide free school because like they're invested in having like an educated economy and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's like they can't afford to have like their people not go get educated because their economy will kind of collapse.
The thing is too is like the whole. It's like, I don't know enough about Germany to be able to even speak on it, but like I'm part of like a Dave Ramsey Facebook group, which, as you know, like Dave Ramsey's groups are like anti-debt anything, right?
Yeah.
And somebody posted the other day because they're in California and a gallon of milk was like $7. And somebody in Canada posted and was like, "Oh, you think that's bad?" And they were like posting like their pricing. It was like $10 a gallon for milk. It was like crazy amount of money for like eggs and shit like that. And they were like showing all that. And I'm just sitting here, I'm like, you know what though? But like everybody comes back and says like, oh, you know, they have free healthcare and all this like that. But like they're paying $10 a gallon for milk, and the butter was crazy. It was like $6 for like a two piece, you know, like the two tubes of butter. It was like almost $7 for 2 of those, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy. But you know, they have free healthcare. So.
Yeah, but like, I mean, even for, I just said that to say like, it's funny how like certain policies in different countries are really dictated by like, that's like their risk avoidance or whatever. I forgot what the hell it's called, but like, or uncertainty of avoidance. Yeah, like because of that in their society, like literally they have to have free school because people wouldn't go to school if they had to take out loans. But then like they also don't, I feel like don't live a certain life because they don't leverage their money, right? And us, like we're a little more risk. Like we're a lot, we like us, like our culture in America like takes more risks, like on average. And part of that is like taking student loans to go to school, and also like putting some money down to buy a house, like stuff like that. But guess what, that turns into like, if you, as long as you bust ass and like make sure you execute and this and that turns into a small fortune. You know what I mean? Like that's like things you're acquiring, and without having to like need help, you're leveraging the money that you have right now to be able to do those things. And I think like more people are able to succeed that way, you know. But the thing too that gets lost is a lot of people get fucked that way too. But like you know, like that's the
I think
pros and cons.
I think one of the biggest problems that we have is compounding interest. Compounding interest.
It's also one of the best things we have.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Compounding interest when it's for you is amazing, but when it's against you, boy, is it brutal.
Yeah.
And when you combine compounding interest on top of the prices of like the interest rates of like credit cards and shit like that, bro.
Oh god,
that shit's crippling, bro. Like there's credit cards out there that are like 29% plus.
Yeah,
that is crazy, bro. Like, could you imagine you have to get caught on that? You know what I mean? And it's crazy because it's a trap. Because once you spend the money and you're caught in that, bro, it's hard to get out of it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just it can be crippling. But like if you are disciplined and you know how to utilize it correctly, it can be a great tool. Yeah. But it's also like it can be dangerous, you know?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say after that, but. What was it? You said something about compounding interest. I was really going to say, like.
You said it could be amazing. You said how great compounding interest can be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it's, like, I don't know. And I think people might, you know, you might see like free school or something, but like it comes at a cost. And I think like the way we do things, you know, there's a lot of people that have told me like there's no such thing as the American dream anymore because it means like going into a immense amount of debt and working 9 to 5. But I'm also like, yeah, but like it's a high risk, high reward type of build.
What's wrong with working?
It's not even a high risk, high reward, you know, type of build. But I feel like there's a lot of people that could get fucked in our system.
Bro, to be honest with you,
you need discipline. I
feel like the problem is that everybody's swayed away from what the American dream actually is.
Right.
The ideology of it. Because back in the day, the American dream wasn't going to school and stuff like that. It was finding something that you're good at and being the best that you can be at that. Yeah. And honestly, man, like, I don't want to say for every degree, but I don't know. I'd probably say like a solid 90% of degrees pay less. Like let's say bachelor level. Bachelor level, 90%. Even we can even go to masters. Let's go masters. 90% of master's degrees pay less than if you put the same amount of equivalent time in a skilled job, like in any type of construction, like carpentry, HVAC, electrical, plumbing. I would say 90% of masters probably pay less than what you would make in that if you put the equivalent time in it. Right. In that.
Right. Yo, I heard a good idea about student loans. I heard like they should charge like bank so like you're gonna want to start a business, right? If you got a dope ass business, you get a small low interest rate for a business loan, right? If you're like a starting out business, you got nothing to prove yourself, you're gonna get a higher interest rate on a business loan.
Bro, you're not getting an interest rate. But you're not getting a loan.
No, right. No, but just hear me out.
Okay.
Like banks treat businesses that way. The higher the risk, the higher the interest rate. You know what I mean? Whatever the case is.
And you're saying like apply that to...
Yeah. But they need to apply that to school, right? Like, so like, if I'm given a history major or whatever, like teachers are different because there's shortages and shit like that or whatever. But like outside of those things, like if you're going to school for some dumb shit, I'm going to charge you a higher interest rate than like the person.
How about this? I'll one up you. How come anybody can go to school for anything, even degrees that they know they're not going to get paid enough? Like there's certain degrees that the average person makes. No. Way less than what they can make. But hold on. But they're still willing to loan you the money for that, right? Right. But why isn't there a program out there, like, you know, how we have financial aid? Why isn't financial aid cover people who want to start up their first businesses? Why can't you give somebody $10K to start up a business? At the same interest rate, what's the problem with that?
Nah, bro. Because there's too many dumb motherfuckers.
So you can make it where they are required to take something like, you can do like financial literacy class. They have to do 3 months of financial literacy classes or business literacy classes. You have to have a mentor that you partner with because there's SBA mentors that are free.
It's not enough numbers though. Like just inherently, you can't have enough business. You can't have a certain amount of business owners. There's not numbers in the business owner business. If you ask me,
no, it's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's not enough way to.
I get what you're saying, but the people that are going to survive are going to be the ones that are going to survive anyways. It just gives more opportunity to people who don't have the ability.
Yeah, True.
You know what I mean?
And that's probably why they do like the general business majors or some shit like that. Like for most of those reasons, but you definitely got
because you're willing to give $60,000 to somebody who wants to go to school for an art major. That's gonna probably never really make anything with it. But you won't give somebody who wants to create a small business for $10K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And those small business loans are super hard to get. Really, really hard to get for somebody who's just starting out newest for that. It's not easy to get them, and it's really hard to even pitch
well,
them. You know?
The idea is for education. The assumption is it's an investment for you to be able to make money, so you can pay me back slowly. You know, like that's a great little business model there, right?
Yeah, but they can do the same thing. Usually, business loans are 30-year loans.
There is not a guarantee. You know what I mean? Like that business is going to make money. You know what I mean? To be able to pay back or whatever the case is. But but to your point, why would you like charge the same interest rate to somebody you know is going to pay you back?
Let me ask you a question: How many kids drop out of college?
Oh yeah, all kinds.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many? I would love to see. I don't know what the statistic is, but I would love to see how many people went to school for a degree and are not even working that job.
For sure.
So
well, now using like working what you learned versus like taking advantage of a bachelor's degree period. Slightly different too, right? Like there's mad people that work in areas that they didn't go to school for, but the fact that they had a quote unquote, which I don't agree with, don't get me wrong, but the fact that they had this quote unquote bachelor's degree, that did help them maneuver
certain levels.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're flipping burgers, it doesn't matter if you have a bachelor's degree.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because like
there's just not enough people that want to start businesses.
I used to work at clothing stores. I worked at a clothing store, and I used to work with my manager. Not even like the store manager, like a shift lead manager, had a master's degree.
But hear me out on
I forgot what it was, though.
Hear me out on this. I agree with you, and I can see exactly why you would say this, you know? I don't think there's literally enough people per city, per county, per whatever, that really wants to start a business like that, right?
No, but it's the opportunity.
There's just not enough people. Like, I just don't think there's a lot of people that think that way. That's why, like, it's a lonely world being a business owner.
I tell you right now, I think you'd be surprised how many people want to get into business, but they don't ever see a way for them to be able to do it. And I think part of being able to have a business is busting your ass and being able to, like, grind to create a way for you. But I know a lot of people who would kill a business and would do great with it if they had a little bit of help to help them.
So I think what you're saying, too, like, so, like, they have a general business major, right? And I'm always kind of like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Right? And I always thought of it, people that don't know what they want to do, pick that because they don't know what they want to do. Or, like, people that own businesses or whatever kind of pick that major to kind of learn. The problem with that major is it's a general-ass major, right? So it's not really, I don't feel like it's really going to help you in any big company, right? But they teach you a bunch of big company shit.
But that class isn't going to give you capital to start a business.
No. But hear me out. They teach you a bunch of big company shit that really they will not be able to apply very well, if you ask me, because they're not being specialists in, like, not really a specialist. They're not learning a lot of nothing, right? Yeah. Like, you could do accounting, finance, marketing, whatever, and you're still a generalist. It just depends on, you know, like,
yeah.
They really should repurpose that for, like, what you're talking about, like how to start a business, what to talk about, like what to look at, and you're gonna start small. Like, if you want to start big, this is the, you know, different ways to do it, like financing and shit like that, like the actual, like, documents to be looking for, the places, the sequence of events of things to do and people to talk to and shit like that. And then, you know, like, that shit would be way more valuable, if you ask me. Like, that would be literally how to start a business.
Yeah.
Now, to give funds, that's going to be hard. But the thing is the other issue with why all these schools are geared towards big businesses is because they are invested in the numbers, like the number of people to come to their school, right? So they, like, we're going to train you to just get a job at a lot of these places. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're more concerned with that because there's way more numbers in that versus we're going to train you to start a business.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? And it's
because it's not for the people; it's for the corporations.
Yeah, for sure. But, like,
and that's what I'm saying, though.
And it's for the majority of the people. Like, no matter what, like the majority of the people cannot be business owners,
Absolutely.
even if they went to school for it.
Yeah.
And like that, at the end of the day, I think that's what hinders it. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem with it, and that's like the beauty of it too. You know what I mean? Like when somebody's a real entrepreneur, business owner, the beauty of that is like that is not the easy path. That is the riskiest path. That's, you know what I mean? And it's like,
no, I just know people that would do great in business, but they never got to it because they never had funds or they never found the way to do it. You know, in that sense.
yeah.
And a lot of people come from struggles that have great ideas, that have the ambition, that have the drive, but they don't have the funds. You know, it's you can have a great idea, but if you have no money to fund that great idea, then you'll never have that come to fruition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that are like that. And even getting to the startup realm, bro, it takes so much fucking money to be able to get business plans written up for that. And if you don't have the education for it, where you're going to go get you're going to spend 6 years getting a master's degree for business for you to be able to learn how to properly draw up a business plan and be able to properly pitch it to a level of what you have your ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah.
It doesn't
But
make sense.
I do think like, so like for a business owner, like technically, let's just say it's how it should be. The problem is like, if you got to prove to me why I should loan you money, right?
Yeah,
that's fine. That's how it should be. The problem is it's like that for business owners, but it's not like that for dumbass degrees.
That's what I'm arguing. It's like for a business loan, you have to jump through hurdles. You have to have a fucking business plan, all this shit like that. You have to fucking know exactly where you're going to allocate each penny, what percentage. Oh, you want to do this. Okay, how much is your manufacturing cost? How much is your distribution cost? How much you have to sell each unit for? How big is your market? Okay, but how many people are doing like economy analysis for a career that they want to do?
Yeah.
Does FAFSA require you to submit an economy analysis? Okay, what career do you want to do? How much do you think you're going to make? What is the actual amount of money that you're going to make? How likely is your clientele and everything like that?
That's the ice cream truck.
That's the ice cream truck?
Last time we heard the ice cream truck, the episode died.
That's funny. But anyways, like they don't do all these for you to go to fucking school for art. It's like, okay, can you even draw anything to come to school to art?
Right.
You know what I mean? I know the art degree has a lot more than just...
Well, they have different ones
that's what I'm saying.
that matter. But like,
that's what I'm saying, though. There's no requirements. It's just like, how much do your parents make? How much do you make? Okay, this is what you qualify for. There's no regulation.
Yeah, but like, and I do think like my main point too with that is like they should definitely charge different interest rates, right? Like somebody that's going to school for something that they think they're going to pay it off, why not give them a lower interest rate than somebody that's like, this is going to be a problem? Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, if the fear is like you're going to
for MBA, that you'd be at a high interest rate.
I'm not,
because
be hard to determine.
MBA is, most people that have an MBA, they don't do shit with their business degree.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But do a lot of people with MBAs get certain jobs? Like, I don't know. Like, it's like maybe there's like a baseline type of degree, right? Yeah. Because like some are like obvious, and some
like medical field. Medical field would be a great one.
It's like low interest rate.
Yeah, low interest rate for medical field.
Exactly. Yeah, hell yeah.
Because they're almost guaranteed work, and they're fucking highly sought after. They usually are pretty comfortable,
and they'll probably get paid accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, I think if you put a low interest rate to people that make money, they're gonna pay.
Technology too. Tech's another good one, but tech can also be really hard to find work.
Computer science, whatever. It's just like, I don't understand why they don't treat degrees like that. And there was an idea that I heard, and I was like, yo, that is facts. Like, that's a very great idea.
I agree with what you're saying, but I also think that they need to create a way to be able to allocate funds, because they're willing to give you $60,000 to go to school to not do anything with it when you could take $60,000 to go start a business.
Yeah.
And like you said, not everybody can take advantage of it. That's perfectly fine. I hope nobody else takes advantage of it. Only the people that want to take advantage of it.
Most people can't take $60,000.
You know, Saudi Arabia does that, right? That's one of the reasons why they're so wealthy. Or is it Dubai? One of those two. They're willing to give you a crazy amount of money. I think it's $100,000 to start your business. Anybody.
Really?
Yep. I think it's either Dubai or Saudi Arabia. They'll give anybody $100,000 to run a business.
Really?
Yeah, but if you file for bankruptcy, you end up in prison. That's the downside. That's the downside. Reward, bro. But nonetheless, they'll give it to anybody. I think they give you $100,000 for a business. I'm pretty sure that's what the amount was. But the United States can do $10,000 a person or some shit.
That's what we're advocating for. If a politician wants to win our hearts, you know what to fucking go for, bro. Anyways, that's the episode, guys. Again, check the descriptions to support. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in weekly, motherfuckers.
I love you guys. You guys aren't motherfuckers. You guys are amazing people.
Nah. Bitch ass motherfuckers.
Cruz is a bitch ass motherfucker. Anyways, guys, like you said, check the description. Show your boys some love, some support. If you guys haven't already, like,
comment,
follow,
share,
subscribe.
Tell your moms.
Tell your daddy.
Tell your sister.
Tell your baddie.
Again, just in case.
No, tell your baddie. Tell your girl. Pull up and listen to the fucking podcast. And she's gonna fuck with us.
Porfa.
Anyways, Pocket Watch out.
Out.